it's been interesting and possibly exciting times here at Somerset Park, and the focal point of almost anything referring to United just now has been Ian McCall going to Partick. But really, let's get on to something that's more important to United fans. The man who's taken over the reins as interim manager, Sandy Stewart. Sandy, first thing I've got to say to you is, and to Mark Kerr, who's been your assistant just now, is all the best. And what's it been like stepping into the hot seat?
Well, thanks very much for that. This week, obviously, a lot of new managers again are interim managers that go into a team that's not been performing well, lacking in confidence. Their confidence is low. Try to get that confidence up. But in the case of Ayr United, it's not been the case. It's the same as usual. What we've done last week, we'll do this week, and hopefully we'll get the same result.
Now, I've got to bring up at this point, you're talking about becoming an interim manager. I think my favourite fact about you is you've probably got the most successful percentage for an interim manager anywhere. When you took over, I think it was Owen Coyle went down to Burnley when you were at both at St Johnstone, and you became interim manager. Can you give me some details about that, and for the people who don't know about this?
Well, obviously Owen went down on a Tuesday, and on the following Sunday we were due to play Dunfermline in the final of the Challenge Cup, and it was at Dens Park. So Owen had asked me if I would go as assistant, and I was just eyeing things up whether I wanted to go down to England or whatever it may be, and St Johnstone asked me to take the team that week. It was myself and Derek McInnes, who was actually similarities to this week. It will be Mark Kerr. Derek was still a player at the time, and Derek helped me on the day, and we beat Dunfermline 3-2 at Dens Park. So after that I left. So I left it as a 100% record and winning a cup.
Hope you've got the same kind of success for us as well. We can't give you a cup final at the weekend, but we'll get on to the game at the weekend later on. Fans have been asking, how do you get approached to become the interim manager?
Well, obviously it's been in the making for a week that Ian was associated with Partick Thistle and what might happen. So the chairman phoned me on Sunday evening after the game against Arbroath, and he asked me if I would become the interim manager, if I'd be interested, and I said yes, not a problem, because I've been here now for over a year, and I feel I was part of what Ian done, as well as with Neil Scally, and as I said, we've got a tremendous group of boys in there, and there was no problem whatsoever me taking over.
So what do you see as your role in what will it be the next month up till, I think it's October the 21st, round about that day?
Well, I've done a lot of the coaching when Ian was here, between myself and Neil. That obviously won't stop. I'll keep doing the coaching there, and the boys they're a great group of lads, and I just need to make sure everything behind the scenes is working well, and we have the same performances hopefully as what we've had lately.
So, and way do you see it will work with you and Mark Kerr? What will be his responsibilities in relation to yours?
Well, I think Mark's great for, and I had it myself, but be the liaison between the dressing room and the management team. I think he's great at that. He's an experienced player. I think since Andy Murdoch's injury, he's become a bigger player for us in the way we play just now, and with the 4-3-3 formation. I don't think I'd be surprising anybody, which if it isn't broken, don't fix it. But Mark, he knows all the players inside out, and he comes in with that knowledge into the coaching. When you're 37, you're thinking as a coach and as a player, so it gives him that ability to come in and talk to me and give me ideas as far as the dressing room's concerned.
I loved what you said there, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So you see what's going on here just now is really powerful and really good. I suppose equal top of the championships. Is that your idea behind that?
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, a lot of people say you're punching above their weight, but they also said that last year at this time, and up until the turn of the year we were tremendous last year. We'd scored the goals that we had, and I think barring injuries we'd have surmounted a better challenge, but even then reaching the playoffs was fantastic, and the players have responded. We've lost some vital players in the summer, but the players that are here have responded tremendously well. The players that we've brought in have been great for us, and hopefully we can surmount that challenge again this year.
Now, you mentioned earlier Neil Scally and how you guys were running things like coaching, doing that together. Now, he's left as well to go to Partick with Ian. Now, it's been mentioned that you've been given the opportunity to bring someone else in. Have you any update on that?
Yes, well today Kenny Brannigan came in. Now Kenny's a player that I played with, I played against, he played for Clydebank, Falkirk, he's had numerous clubs, and he was my assistant at Airdrie when I was the manager of Airdrie, and he helped me tremendously, and he's been able to come in and he'll help myself and Mark. As I said, Mark's still a vital player and I don't want to take that away from him, but Kenny will come in, he'll help me, so it's just a case of him. He was in today, he's bedding himself in, he'll be there on Saturday again, and we'll take it from there, and hopefully the transition will be very smooth.
Now, you say about the transition. Now, I'm going to ask you quite a difficult one here, I suppose, for a man in your position. If you were asked in, say, nearly a month's time, if you wanted to take this job permanently, what would you say?
I would first and foremost say a month's a very long time in football. Anything can happen. I've been there myself at both ends of the extreme, so that's a question. It's a good question, and it's a question you could ask me in a month's time.
Okay, I get that. Well, there's much more important things going on just now. You're in the seat, you've got your team in place now for your management and coaching strategy for what you're going to do. But like any other Ayr fan, I'm thinking on to Saturday. And the first thing about that is, how have the team responded to the change?
Well, first and foremost, the boys have worked extremely hard this week. We've worked them hard, and I mean, their attitude to their training and the way they've went about the place has been tremendous. We've got a great group of players in the dressing room. They always have been. They've got a good blend of experienced players and younger players, and they work well together, and it's a harmonious dressing room at the best of times, and it's not been any different this week.
So let's move on to Saturday then. It's a very important match. Now, anyone who's been watching this league, the Championship this year, have to say that Arbroath have been one of the unexpected stars of the league so far. They're up above teams you would have thought they'd been well above them. They've been playing really well. They were so unlucky on Saturday to lose against Dundee United, so this is a really big match. What are your thoughts on it?
Any team that Dick Campbell manages is very, very hard to beat. There's no doubt about that. I think, have they surpassed themselves so far? In many people's eyes, yes, probably, but no surprise to myself. I saw them in pre-season because obviously my son joined them at the start of the season, so I had the opportunity to see 2 or 3 games in the pre-season. I know how hard they work and how organised they are. They've not took me by surprise, but I think even in any given day, going up to Arbroath is a very difficult game, no matter where you are in the league. So Saturday won't be any different. They'll be well organised. They've got a steady back four that they've had throughout the games this season. They're very hard to break down, and they can score goals.
So, for you, now I was having a quick blather with you beforehand, and there's been a lot of injuries, and we were talking about all of that just now. But the injury situation has been quite worrying. You only have to look at the bench over the last couple or so games. Is there any update on possible returns? For example, Craig Moore is back in training. How's he doing? You've had a list of others out.
Well, Craig Moore's been back in full training now. I mean, he's been in training for a little while, but he's been back in full training now for the last 2 weeks. We didn't risk him putting him on the bench last Saturday. This Saturday is just a wait and see situation. I'll speak to the physio, I'll speak to Craig, see how he feels. But if it's not this weekend, it won't be too long until he features. Stephen Bell, Stephen's injury is just, it's one of the injuries you feel he's getting to the end of it and he's going to be able to train, and then it just flares up again. So it's a wait and see situation with him. Obviously Andy Murdoch's long term. Jamie Adams just now won't be available, and young Finn last week he played down at Wrexham, come on after 10 minutes, and he had a fantastic debut. Well, sorry, it's not debut. He featured before, but he played very, very well. But he was away with Scotland last week, and he's away with Scotland just now. So that hampered putting him on the bench. As you said, we're quite thin on the ground, but as of yet I can only put on 3 subs.
What about Frank Ross? It's just been a very unfortunate time. We know how skillful a player he is and what he could have been for you, and at the moment he's struggling a bit.
Yeah, he's back in the grass. Him and Craig McGuffey were back training with physio today on the grass. It'll be too early for both of them. Craig is a wee bit further ahead than Frank, but the fact that Frank's out now running and hopefully getting his fitness up gives us encouragement, but it could be a little while yet before we see Frank, unfortunately.
Now, we've sort of gone around a wee bit and you're talking about 3 men in the bench. Would you feel inclined to make additional use of reserve team players to fill out the bench and give them a taste of what it's like?
Well, right at this moment in time, our reserve players are out in junior football, and we feel overall just now where they are in their development, that's a great thing for them. We think it benefits them to bring them back for 1 or 2 games, and then they don't have that development until after January. We think that will be detrimental to themselves. So right now at this moment in time, I think it will benefit Ayr United long term if their boys stay with their junior clubs. If there's any more injuries, obviously we need to look at that, and we'll address that if and when it happens.
So if you brought them back just now, their loan deals would expire, they couldn't go out again until later?
From what I'm led to believe, yes, I think that's exactly it. They can play because it's development loans, they can play with the reserves, so they can still play with their reserves even though they're playing with their junior teams. That's not a problem, but for us to play with the first team we would need to recall them.
Right, well thank you so much for agreeing to speak to us today, and as I said at the beginning, all the best, Sandy.
Thanks very much.